Okay guys, so all hands on deck. We're going to be getting some really major changes to Apex Legends Season 13, specifically the rank system. This has been way overdue for an overhaul for the last 3 years, like over 1,000 days. And I've suggested changes on several occasions, and we're finally getting to see some fruit of my labor. Probably not, it's probably from someone else, but let me have this. So we're going to keep things simple at first. We're going to be looking at the very simple announcement from Apex on Twitter, and then we're going to go into the more detailed rank changes, and I'll give more of my thoughts as we move in. But let's start with the simple part, which is specifically, Apex Legends is a team-based game, so players should be rewarded for their team level. Now everyone on a team will receive some RP when one of them gets a kill, so this is the team KP that people have been talking about a lot. But it is not exactly how we have been imagining it. It means that RP is rewarded at 50% for kills that players did not assist their teammates in, and not granted to dead teammates at all. This means that if I'm a teammate, if I'm just playing with my teammate and I don't get an assist on, wait, let me just you've cut the shiv. So that means that if I'm playing with my team and my teammate goes on and kills someone, but I didn't assist them in direct damage or at all, I also get half of the credit for the kill. Not the biggest fan of that, but okay, it's better than before, where if you didn't actively damage someone, you wouldn't get any credit at all. So that's a really good change. Next up, we have survival is a primary objective, and kills are what gets you there. Placing any limits on kill rewards puts an unintended emphasis and pressure on hitting those limits. So they're taking a different approach, where they are completely removing the kill cap. But base value of each kill is worth increasingly less down to a minimum. We're going to look at the numbers later on, obviously, but this essentially means that when you get a kill at a certain point in the game, it is worth, let's say, 10 points, and then the next kill you get will be worth 9 points, 8, 7, 6, you know, and so forth and so forth. So there's a bit of a soft cap. You can still get RP, you'll still get rewarded for kills, but it's not as game-breaking, where you can just farm kills the entire game, which I think is a good, nuanced solution to that problem. Next up, similar to ranked arenas, rewards will be granted based on the highest RP threshold achieved. So they're changing the tier demotion protection, which was that when it was available up to... the way it used to work was that a tier demotion protection was available up to 3 games lost after promoting into a higher tier. And now, instead of that, we're going to get the same system, presumably for arenas and BR, where players can demote out of a tier halfway down to the previous division. Which means that if you were... So Masters will be 50% of Diamond 1. And finally, Bronze was the only tier without an entry cost. Any invested player would eventually climb out of it. Honestly, it's basically like that up to Platinum, but I digress. So we are introducing a new tier called Rookie, and Bronze now has entry costs. Which means that people can absolutely get hard stuck in Bronze. Existing players are unaffected by the introduction to the Rookie tier, and it cannot be demoted or reset into it. Modified. RP thresholds for all tiers and division adjusted. Length of each division is increased by 200 RP. I don't have the exact numbers on me, but I'm pretty sure that means that since you add 200 per division, that moves the Masters entry from 10k to 15k, and Diamond like 11.4k from 7.2. So pretty big RP change, but I think it's very much necessary. And I think what's funny with all of these changes, and the ones we're going to get into very shortly, is... like I said, I have suggested a lot of these things. So obviously, very recently, we had a video called something along the lines of like 13 things or 8 things or 7 things that they have to change for the new season. And I did okay, but I actually made a video even farther back, which was talking about Sisyphus ranked. And it was... I'll put it in the description if you guys want to check it out. This is old Ottr YouTube. This is really bad marketing for sure. But this video right here, I was talking about the problem I have with ranked, which we're going to get into very soon, because they actually, in addition to all of these changes, they're changing how Predator works, or Master Plus. So basically, how ranked will work for pro teams, pro players, streamers, etc., etc. Essentially, before we're diving into it, I'm just going to give you the cliff notes, which is specifically that you don't have to play for 12 to 16 hours to be a high-ranking Predator anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna say that, and then I'm gonna let that marinate a little bit as we jump into the official notes here. So we already know this, they remove the kill cap, base value each kill increasingly worth less down to minimum. But they also, here, so you still need to get assists. And because of that, they did 2 things that I think is huge and nobody's talking about it. One, the assist timer changed from 10 seconds to 15 seconds, which means that if I damage someone previously, if I damaged someone and I did, I did a little bit of damage and my teammate came in and swooped the kill, if I had dealt damage in the last 10 seconds before they died, I would get an assist, and if I didn't, I would get nothing. Now, that window has gone from 10 to 15 seconds. Great change. And it also added assist timers, which means that when someone gets knocked and then revived, like if I knock someone and then their teammates revive them, and then my teammate swoops in and kills the person again, I still get the assist credit, which I wouldn't in the old system, which is really good. Nobody's really talking about that, but I think that's one of the biggest team play changes we can see. So we talked about this before, but I'll just glance over it real quick. So they changed how tier demotion works. You can have demote out of your tier. When you rank up into new tier, say silver, diamond, gold, masters, whatever, you get plus 100 RP. If you fall from that plus 100 RP down to 0, we're going to take the old system numbers. So let's say it's master at 10k. If you promote into masters, you get 10.100k. And then if you drop down to 0 and then down from that, you will fall down to diamond 1, halfway into diamond 1, which would be, I think in old system 9.6, 9.5. I don't know. I don't really keep up with the numbers. I don't think it matters so much. And the big Sisyphus ranked change I was mentioning is right here. It's staring right in your face. That is correct. Masters plus entry costs, because they're changing entry costs in general for every rank. But in Masters Plus, the entry costs increase with your total RP. So for every 1000 RP beyond Master, you will have to pay 5 more RP for entry. So in Master, you have to pay 75 per game. And then when you're 1000 points over that, you're going to have to pay 85. You're going to have to pay 80, then 85, up and up and up. All the way up to 175 RP. I don't know if anyone has done the math for the maximum amount of RP. I don't think there is realistic, like you probably have like a realistic amount and you have a mathematical amount, statistical. I don't know if someone can drop the math in the comments. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button. Anyway, so we don't know that exactly, but you can kind of already see what's going to happen. We're going to get sort of a soft cap where like they don't have a set number. They're not saying, oh, you can't get past 50k RP, but it's probably going to be something like that where you can't get past 50k RP because it's so expensive to play every game that you realistically would have to win 90% of games to promote beyond that point. And as you continue promoting, it gets more and more expensive and more punishing to play. So that's really good because that means that I can play for 4 hours in Predator and I can end up making just as much progress as someone who plays for 8 or 12 hours. If anything, I would make more progress because I'm not tired or wasting my time doing that. Which means that I'm probably going to play a lot more ranked. You can probably look forward to a lot more ranked content coming this next season. Super excited about that for sure. Like, it'll actually be worth something with ranked. One thing they're not adding, and I'm going to mention this now because I already read this all the way through, so I can give you my thoughts. We're not getting decay. So a lot of the changes we're mentioning were in my last video, but they're not adding decay, which does introduce the problem of a team, especially with how expensive it is to play. A team, someone could get #1 Predator and then they just don't play anymore. Like they get 50k RP and they just don't touch Apex for the rest of the season, or make an alt and play an alt all season. So that's a bit of a problem. I hope they understand that, and maybe they will end up changing it. Probably not by this season, but maybe by the next one, if that ends up becoming something that needs addressing. They're also changing the kill RP. They changed how the kill system worked, and they added basically, like, here's a full graph, and it scales from basically like 0 RP to 125 for a win. So this is no kills at all. This is just the placement points. And every kill is worth different. So we obviously had modifiers in the previous system, but it doesn't look the same as back in the previous ranked system. And basically the big change for them is that any kills basically, I'd say before 10th place aren't really worth much. If you get a kill when you place 14th to 20th, they are worth 1 point, which is essentially 0. So yeah, we have to keep that in mind for sure, that that's gonna change. It seems to be the sweet spot. If you're playing aggressively, you want to place at least 10th. Ideally, you want to win the game, but like if you're looking at the math here, that's when it starts being more even, or starts evening out. They're also changing the kill modifier for skill, for tier differences. I'm not gonna go into this math because I never really learned how it works, and it's just a modifier, and I don't like math. It makes me angry. They already mentioned the rookie tier and the bronze entry costs, so we're just gonna glance past that. They show the RP thresholds. I'm gonna need Shiv to overlay the old thresholds picture. I have the leaked picture right here, which shows that, like I said, Masters is 15k RP, Diamond is 11.4, Platinum 8.2. So basically, they just bumped everything up a little bit. Yeah, Shiv just showed the old one up there. I'm not gonna. You'll see the difference in the numbers for sure, easily. I'm not gonna read them though. And this is the biggest one. They waited with this one until the end, but this one is, oh, it's so good. So basically, they've previously, in the way the system worked, is you could steal kills. Like if Team A and Team B are fighting, so Team A and Team B are fighting, they go da-da-da-da, and Team B kills 2 people from Team A, but Team A kills all of Team B. That means that Team A has 2 people downed and 1 guy standing. Now, if I was Team C, a third party, coming in, you know, I'm not gonna kill the guy standing, I'm gonna kill the people who are down. That's because you get kill credit doing so. And this has been in the game since before ranked. This has been in tournaments, right? This is a valid strat. They changed that. They completely changed that. You can no longer steal those kills, they just fall into the void. So that changes a little bit how you look for kills from third parties, and I'm super curious to see how that plays out, even in tournaments. I'm assuming this is gonna transfer to tournaments as well. I'm also curious to hear what you guys think about this, so let me know in the comments. I personally am super excited to see how this will play out in this next season of Apex Legends, and I will try my best to play ranked with my team, playing for content. Also, make sure that if you guys want to see us over at DreamHack Summer this summer, we're giving away festival tickets. We're giving away 4 of them. I'll be putting a link to that in the description, and you will get a chance to meet me, Lepe, and TGB. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.